Get daily updates directly to your inbox plus subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Could not subscribe? Try again later. Invalid email. Nieky Holzken is ready for the opportunity of a lifetime after being given the chance to face Callum Smith this weekend. The undefeated Dutchman, 34, will step in to box the Liverpool super middleweight in a challenge for the WBC Diamond title on Saturday at the Arena NRN Versicherung in Nuremberg, Germany. Smith had been set to come up against Juergen Braehmer in the second semifinal of the World Boxing Super Series tournament in the 168-pound division, but that was scrapped on Tuesday morning when it was revealed that the former two-time light heavyweight king had the flu and was forced to withdraw from the contest. As the stand-in, Holzken, a former kickboxer who was most recently in action on February 3 and had been set to face Dmitry Chudanov on the undercard to Smith's tussle against Braehmer, will get the chance to book his place in the June 2 showpiece, with the Muhammad Ali Trophy at stake, against George Groves at the O2 Arena in London. Groves was named as the first of two finalists just last weekend after he outpointed Chris Eubank Jr. on all three scorecards at Manchester Arena to add the lightly regarded IBO trinket to his Super WBA crown. And Holzken is determined to beat Smith, and not just make the numbers up, to give his 13-0, 10 KOs career a highly unexpected boost. "I've been waiting for this chance to come," he said following the confirmation of the news. "I signed up as a substitute fighter, so I'm in great shape and prepared for Saturday. I've watched Callum fight many times. I study everyone in my weight division. He's a good, solid fighter. We're both big body punchers. It will make for an excellent fight. Callum, you better be ready. Because I am. And I'm coming to beat you." Quote, though both Smith and Holzken will be primed and ready to advance to the final stage of the 8-man tournament with a victory this weekend. Organizers Kamosa Ag and WBSS Chief Boxing Officer Kalle Sauerland are still sweating over the availability of number 1 seed Groves for the final date after he dislocated his shoulder in the final stanza of 12 in his victory over the next generation Eubank recently. He faces an anxious wait on results from scans he had on Monday with a specialist in London that will determine how much recovery time he will need. Sauerland has said they could push the final back a few weeks, but if Groves needed months, then there would be no chance of a postponement. Nieky Holzken, "I'm in to beat Callum Smith." Callum Smith will come up against an undefeated Dutchman this weekend in the second semifinal of the World Boxing Super Series. The 27-year-old will put his WBC Diamond Super Middleweight crown at stake against Nieky Holzken. 13-0, 10 KOs. After the late withdrawal from the competition of original foe Juergen Braehmer, Smith had been set to face former two-time light heavyweight world champion Braehmer at the Arena NRN Versicherung on Saturday, February 24. Exclusively live on ITV Box Office. With the right to face finalist and WBA Super and IBO champion George Groves for the Ali Trophy on June 2 at the O2 Arena in London. Image. Boris Struble, Bongartz, Getty Images. But a spanner was thrown into the works on Tuesday morning, less than 24 hours after Smith flew out to complete preparations ahead of fight night, with Braehmer withdrawing with what is being described as a severe infection. Holzken, 34, was last in action earlier this month when he stopped Viktor Polyakov in Holland and was meant to face Dmitry Chudanov in an undercard clash in support of Smith's clash with Braehmer. But he has been drafted in at late notice and will face Mundo on Saturday. I have been battling a feverish infection since Sunday, said Braehmer. Unfortunately, to fight in this state is out of the question. It is not possible for me to go into the ring like this, and I would like to apologize to my fans. I was well prepared and looking forward to fighting Callum. Finalist Groves is already sweating on his own availability for the showpiece, having dislocated his shoulder in the final stanza of his 12-round unanimous points victory over Chris Eubank Jr. last weekend at Manchester Arena. He faces an anxious wait on results from scans he had on Monday with a specialist in London that will determine how much recovery time he will need. Kalle Sauerland, the chief boxing officer at Camosa AG and the World Boxing Super Series, has said they could push the final back a few weeks, but if Groves needed months, then there would be no chance of a postponement. It is unfortunate for Braehmer, particularly after such a strong showing in his quarterfinal fight with Rob Brandt, said Sauerland. Fortunately, we are prepared for such eventualities, and the tournament will move forward with our reserve fighter Nieky Holzken facing Callum Smith in our fourth semifinal. Quote,